Well, this is going to anger some people that I know. Today is Monday, the Monday Morning Grind, brought to us by Blackout Coffee. It's the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale. You can get 21% off everything in the store, from coffee to tea to hot chocolate to hats, mugs, swag, you name it. All you got to do is use code BFCM, Bravo, Foxtrot, Charlie, Mike 21, BFCM 21, and you can save 21% on your entire order on anything in the store through 11/30 of 21. Thank you to Blackout Coffee for being a huge sponsor for this channel and being pro-2A, pro-Constitution, point blank period. All right, let's get into this one. Never before have you heard me say, yes, Facebook did something good, except they just did. You see, Facebook has just come down hard on the Los Angeles Police Department. But in doing so, they just came down hard on every police department. And what Facebook is saying is that the police department, specifically LAPD, because they wrote this letter to them, and I'm going to show you the letter here in a second, but every police department in the nation does this. I can tell you firsthand. Every police department uses social media to investigate people that are a target of their investigation. They look at friends, comments, things you do, identification items, cars, license plates, firearms, all kinds of things to get a good background investigation going on a target of an investigation. And Facebook just said, if you use our platform and you don't use your true name, it's a violation of our community standards. And I'm telling you, every police department does it. Let's look at the letter. So this letter came out on November 11th from Meta, which is Facebook's new name, and it was sent to Chief Moore of the LAPD. They said, Chief Moore, according to the Brennan Center for Justice and Media Reports, the Los Angeles Police Department has been instructing its officers to create fake or dummy Facebook accounts and impersonate legitimate users. Not only do LAPD instructional documents use Facebook as an explicit example in advertising officers to set up fake social media accounts, but documents also indicate that LAPD policies simply allow officers to create fake accounts for, quote, online investigation activity, end quote. To the extent these practices are ongoing, they violate our terms of service. While the legitimacy of such policies may be up to the LAPD, officers must abide by Facebook's policies when creating accounts on our services. The police department should cease all activities on Facebook that involve the use of fake accounts, impersonation of others, and collection of data for surveillance purposes. People come to the Facebook platform to connect and share with real people using their authentic identities. This core principle is what differentiates Facebook from other services on the internet. We believe strongly in the principle of free expression and strive to create an environment where people can act on their freedoms, unless you're a gun owner. People on our platforms speak their minds, connect with others to promote common causes, share their personal experiences, and organize First Amendment protected activities, unless you're talking about your Second Amendment. It is our intention that they do so in a space that is free from unlawful surveillance by the government or agents acting in inauthentic ways, unless you were a Trump supporter during the elections, because they would surveil you, Facebook would. Our authenticity policies are intended to create a safe environment where people can trust and hold one another accountable. Operating fake accounts violates the terms and policies that govern the Facebook service and undermines trust in our community. Anyone who creates a Facebook account agrees to abide by our community standards, which expressly prohibit the creation and use of fake accounts. Facebook has made clear that law enforcement authorities are subject to these policies. The community standards provide as follows. Do not misrepresent your identity by using a name that does not abide by our name policies or providing a false date of birth. Do not misuse our profiles product by creating a profile of someone under 13 years old. So that's it's pretty much all of the investigations that have to do with child molestation and stuff and enticing a minor. That's part of the process. Maintaining multiple accounts, creating inauthentic profiles, sharing an account with any other person, creating another account after being banned from the site, evading the registration requirements outlined in our terms of service, Do not impersonate others by using their images with the explicit aim to deceive people, creating a profile assuming a persona of or speaking for another person or entity, creating a page assuming to be or speak for another person or entity for whom the user is not authorized to do so, and do not engage in authentic behavior, including by creating, managing, or otherwise perpetuating accounts that are fake, they have fake names, that participate in or claim to engage in inauthentic behavior, meaning the use of Facebook or Instagram accounts are working together to mislead people or Facebook about the identity, purpose, or origin of the entity that they represent, about the popularity of Facebook or Instagram content or assets, about the purpose of the audience or community, about the source of the origin content, or to evade enforcement under our community standards. And accounts that engage in a claim to engage in coordinated inauthentic behavior defined as use of multiple Facebook or Instagram accounts working in concert to engage in inauthentic behavior as defined above, where the use of fake accounts is central to the operation. It has also come to our attention that LAPD has used a third-party vendor to collect data on our platforms regarding our users. Under our policies, developers are prohibited from using data obtained on our platforms for surveillance. Yeah, only we can do that, and we sell it to the FBI and ATF, including the processing of platform data about people, groups, or events for law enforcement or national security purposes. We regard the above activity as a breach of Facebook's terms and policies, and as such, we will disable any fake accounts that we identify and take action against third-party vendor conduct that violates our terms. In closing, the LAPD, its members, and any other acting on its behalf should immediately cease all activities on Facebook that involve impersonating or that otherwise violate our policies. Sincerely, that dude. Wow. Facebook just came out against how the police have been using Facebook for I don't know how old is Facebook now, but forever. It's been a major investigative tool for every department, including the ATF. So Facebook is telling the LAPD that you're violating our terms of service by creating an account with a fake name and a fake age and using it to obtain information and falsely misrepresenting who you are and what you're about. Wow, that's big, guys. So this letter that came out could be used by every attorney out there where any investigation got information off of Facebook or Instagram where the officer wasn't using his true name. So it didn't say like Bob Dobalina, Detective, LAPD. If it didn't say that, and then who would like converse with that, right? If you're a criminal and doing things wrong, why would you converse back and forth with somebody who says that they're a cop, right? This is big. This is a huge, this stomping on a huge investigative tool, and I want to know what you guys and gals think about this. Now, I want to say thank you to my friend John Petrolino, who wrote an article on Bearing Arms about this. He sent this to me yesterday. He put it up on Bearing Arms yesterday. I'll have a link in the description so you guys can read the entire article, but I thought that showing you this letter was paramount. Facebook has just come out against police investigative techniques that have been going on for decades. Facebook is old, so decades, a couple decades, maybe 1.5 decades. I don't care how old Facebook is. I want to know what you think about this down below. And I know that there are a lot of investigations that are done, investigations that are used or conducted using social media as a huge information gathering location. So let me know what you think down below. Again, BFCM21, Black Friday, Cyber Monday 21 saves you 21% off everything in our store. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, yourself, your friends, your community safe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.